Hey, welcome to the 2021 banquet. We are fired up that you're here. We're going to get back in person. COVID is over for most of the public, but it's not over as far as protocol goes here at the University of Iowa. We're playing it safe, and that's the best thing to do. So that's number one. Number two, and really number one is, as I said it already, we're fired up that you're here, and let's have some fun. So my memories of the banquet going back a couple years, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, is the people and the mingling. I like to say that word mingle, 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 mingle. And that's what I remember the most about the in-person banquets is the mingling. And you know what? There's a way to mingle in a virtual online banquet. And that is, and I'll give credit to Ryan Smith for this, and that is start talking smack to your buddies about an item that you bid on, and you're starting to get sauced up a little bit on a Friday night, and that bidding process gets competitive, and then the next thing you know what? Hawkeye Wrestling Club generating some funds that we need. So that's my funny way of saying that you can mingle online, and Ryan Smith can talk smack with the best of them.
Welcome to the 2021 Hawkeye Wrestling Club silent auction. Thanks for being here. This is our online presentation. Just got Brad Eldeen here, Hawkeye Wrestling Club Board President, Chad Beatty, Executive Director. People haven't met you yet.
No, I mean some have. I'm kind of old.
Are you nervous
Yeah, a little bit.
being on camera?
Yeah, but I'm excited. Looking forward to tonight's event, and I think you're really going to enjoy it.
It should be great. So we've got interviews from a lot of guys around the club. We've got discussions about our best items we have. We've got a speech from Tom. There's going to be a speech from me, which I was nervous to do, but I think I've got it locked down maybe, right? Anything else I'm missing there?
No, I think we're going to go through a bunch of different items that I think you're going to really like. Some really cool things, some things that maybe you haven't ever seen before, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, it should be about 45 minutes long.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to have a highlight film at the very end.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Don't forget about that highlight film, right?
Yeah.
That
Well,
should
we
be
won a
pretty cool.
national title last year, so we figured we better show off a little bit.
Sounds good. Well, without further ado, let us begin the presentation.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. We've got some items we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
These are some of what we think are some choice items for the silent auction.
Yeah.
You've been grabbing items. I'm here to talk about them. The first one we're going to talk about, you were asking me,
I don't
what's
know.
the significance of this Terry Nose shirt?
What does he know?
Well, I can tell you that this is historically one of the highest bidding items that we have. They're limited production. They were made by Nike. Terry doesn't even remember why they're made. And actually, they kind of make him angry, he says. However, they do sell at very, very high amounts. So this is definitely an esteemed item. It's a Nike shirt. What size is it? It's a medium.
Medium dry fit.
Long sleeve, dry fit, Terry Nose. You can find this under apparel.
Another item for you, Pat Lugo merchandise, Nike dry fit, front and back, one color print. Only can find it here.
And from what I remember, when we got this out of Lugo, he said this was the only one left.
Yeah, he does not have very many.
Like this, out of all the stuff that he made in his first initial sales, like this is the only thing that he has left.
Yeah,
So it's like the first edition.
he had to find it in his
Find it.
apartment. He had to look around, rummage through the dirty clothes. No, it's clean.
Yeah, medium, Pat Lugo on the back. It's got Call God. That's pretty cool.
Our best supporters are our best fans for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, and our best fans are our best supporters of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, and that's a really good compliment. We have great fans that dig deep in their pockets, and I think Terry Brand said it first. He said, fans are always asking us to dig deep, and you know what? He went a little step further there and flipped the script on them and said, you fans need to dig deep in your pockets for the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, and that's what's happened with the Inner Circle. Our fans, our best fans, are our supporters, and it's because they dig deep in their pockets to make this thing go. And so specifically Inner Circle, that is a huge asset to what we're trying to do, and it's a lot of energy, and it comes directly from our fans.
I want to tell the story. I mean, everybody knows the Sorensen Son bandana, right?
That's right.
So these were given away at a dual meet, and I don't remember exactly how many were made, but there was a very limited edition. If you showed up, you got one. I think the first 2,000 people got one. But now they're extremely hard to come by. I think this is going to be part of a gift basket.
Yeah, it's going to be part of a gift basket. And this was designed by Jared Cheery, Iowa Hawkeye alumni, obviously a very talented graphic artist. Dan Dennis just came into my office and said, "Where can I get this?"
He actually tried to take it.
He tried to take it, but we can't give it to him because it's for you guys.
It's the only one left. So if you are getting outbid, look at the username. It's probably D Dennis that's trying to outbid you.
That's right.
Tell me, what's the story behind these?
These are awesome. So a good friend of the program had these in his office for a long time. He's now retired and wanted to give back to the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. And when he showed these to me, my jaw dropped. They're gorgeous. They're perfect.
So they're basically
perfect
new,
shape. They're
right?
brand new, never been worn. They're for display only.
They're signed by Dan Gable.
Dan Gable, that's right.
You can see there.
Yep. Signed by Dan Gable in a display case. The display case comes with it. Yeah.
What do you know about this Onitsuka Tiger brand? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, so this is Asics, and it's one of the original wrestling shoes that they did, and now it's kind of like one of their main brands. Yeah.
Cool. These are pretty rad.
Awesome.
This is under memorabilia.
Memorabilia, that's right.
All right.
No one's wearing these.
No one's wearing these.
And if you do, shame on you.
Yeah, well, they paid for it.
Yeah, you do what you want, I guess.
I love wrestling because it's up to you. It's really up to you. It's a team sport, but it's individual too. You go out there and get the job done. The thing is, it's not just physical too. It's mental aspects. There's weight cutting. There's lifestyle. A whole lot of things go into it. And if you want to be successful, it's up to you. It's really all up to you.
Being able to compete against another human being as a competitor, it's either you or the other guy. I love just the hard work, the dedication that goes into it, and how it's all put on yourself if you don't achieve your goals. It's just the combat of it, the intensity of it, and all that mixed up into one big ball of wax. I mean, there's so much love for the sport. It's so personal, and it's nothing better than that.
I love wrestling because it's a one-on-one contest. That's a true test of mental, physical, emotional, and probably most of all, spiritual maturity. And when you have all four of those things connected, and really the spiritual, emotional, and mental connected, then you have the performance that puts you on that top stand. It gives you the best chance to be as close to an automatic contender as you can be. And there is no such thing as an automatic contender, but you want to inch your way into being as close to bulletproof as you can get.
Wrestling is a very unique sport in the sense that you're out there on your own, by yourself, proving how tough you are, how gritty you are, how skilled you are, how talented you are, a bunch of whatever you can be, and there's no hiding in it. There's no one to blame. The only person you can blame is yourself on the things that you did good and the things that you did wrong. It's a very unique sport in that sense, and it's a very true sport. And today, I don't think we have as many of those grassroots, true, accountable sports. And I think wrestling is one of the few left.
I just know when I'm wrestling, when I'm working hard, I'm training hard, eating healthy, doing all the right things, I feel better about myself. Wrestling's definitely got me through some hard times in my life. So I feel like wrestling helps me, makes me a better me. So that's why I feel like I love wrestling.
A sport about accountability. It is a sport about loyalty to yourself. And when you cut corners, you pay for it right away. And what I mean by right away is because you know what's right, and then you make that decision and you knew it wasn't right, you start paying for it right away. And so you get back on your horse, so to speak, doing things right, because you got a little bit of guilt complex. And that's a real competitive mindset. And you pay for it later if you cut corners long enough. The great thing about the Hawkeye Wrestling Club is that you have these guys that have done it in our wrestling room. They're the best in the world at what they do, and all young people make mistakes. And so these guys have the wisdom of being young ones, and they've made mistakes, and so they can mentor from that angle to our younger guys that are at those forks in the road in a decision-making time that's real important in their life. That's why I love wrestling, because it's about accountability. And you know what? When I make a mistake, I'm the one that pays for it. Now I got to learn from it. Sometimes you need help learning from your mistakes.
A classic Hawkeye Wrestling Club sketch drawing of all of our top athletes over the years. Guys from Brad Penrith to Randy Lewis, Lou Bannock, the Zadok brothers, Tom and Terry, obviously. Just a really cool hand-drawn poster. This is framed and matted really well with our HWC logo on it. Really a nice condition.
It does look real nice. You can tell it's old because Zadok doesn't have his beard.
That's right. Yeah. Joe Williams is on there, Chris Campbell, Barry Davis,
Bill Zadok,
Lincoln
McCready,
McCready.
Terry McCann.
And this is Tom's iconic image of when he was taking the Korean over in the finals, Olympic championship match. So
And this is going to be under artwork.
that's right.
All right, sounds great. A poster board, basically. It's
Yeah.
Probably about 12 by 15.
Yeah, this
Artwork?
thing. Yeah, artwork.
Okay.
So this thing, I remember when I was a kid, and like you, as a younger man, this was everywhere. This old like locker room type setting with their championship stuff and the old ASIC shoes, and it was really cool. And now we got it signed by Tom and Terry. Could be a really cool thing to put into like a fan cave.
Yeah, somebody's definitely going to frame that, signed by both brands, right?
That's right.
That's pretty awesome.
The Hawkeye Wrestling Club had a huge impact on my career when I first came to the University of Iowa. Not only were they mentors and great examples to look up to in the sport of wrestling, but they were good mentors for life, and they were pretty doggone good wrestlers too.
The Hawkeye Wrestling Club had a huge impact on my career. I'm thinking college-wise, wrestling guys that were in the club, Metcalf, McDonough. I mean, Caddy was here when I was coming up. That helped my training tremendously. They whooped up on me. They made me better, made me stronger, not just wrestling, but off the mat as well.
With the University of Iowa, definitely, gave me the next step, with the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, because I didn't know if I wanted to wrestle after I graduated. So with the Hawkeye Wrestling Club being here, it was easy for me to make that, transition. It went very smoothly, and, I love wrestling, so, I want to continue my career, and the Hawkeye Wrestling Club being here is perfect.
To be able to just step out of the college scene and go right into competition-wise freestyle and having that awesome support from Hawkeye fans, HWC fans, and donors, and it took the pressure off of stepping into the workforce and actually getting to do what I wanted to do and compete at the highest level.
Great wrestlers, great people. They were world and Olympic champions. They were the best of the best. And then the other thing is they were unselfish, and they would really take time to help you in areas that you needed help, and whether it was wrestling or otherwise. And I think that was the awesome genius of Dan Gable. It's like they were extensions of the coaching staff.
Looking at this is a metal framed picture. I don't know if you guys have seen that you can print photos on metal now, which really gives it this nice gloss to it, right? And this is under memorabilia, the 2021 national title.
That's right.
Or 2021.
National champs. Yep.
There's no question that the impact on that the HWC members have on this team and this program, from mentorship to mentorship where you're kicking the holy heck out of somebody. And then all of a sudden you could go the other way where, you have a guy that's had a pattern of, maybe beating up on a guy over the years, and then all of a sudden that university athlete sticks his nose in there and goes even with, or maybe even gets a best of one of those HWC members that's vying for those Olympic and world team spots and those world Olympic gold medals. And you all of a sudden, that's huge. That's development. That's what we're talking about when we talk about development. It's the iron sharpens iron, Proverbs 27:17. That's a big part of what the HWC does here and is about. And the same thing, the mentorship that a guy like take Sammy Brooks, who's been around the Hawkeye Wrestling Club for a number of years now, for him to be able to mentor and just speak into the lives, not just in wrestling, of course in wrestling, but also in all the other areas of life and basically human development. The Hawkeye Wrestling Club is important to our current roster, our current collegiate team, because they're the best in the world at what they do. And if they're not, you know what? They've been through this program. They've been through the highs and the lows in their own career, and they are excellent sources of wisdom, and they're a great resource for young people coming into this program, and then even guys on our roster that have been here a while. When you're a young man and you're going through life, you go through a lot, and sometimes you think that maybe you're goofy or things aren't going well, and you think that you're the only one that maybe this is happening to. And if you can bounce something off somebody that you've had a relationship with just because you're in the wrestling room together with them a lot, that's older and has more wisdom, and they can help you through something, that's huge. So there's a huge benefit to having Hawkeye Wrestling Club that maybe fans don't think about. The obvious benefits are the wrestling benefits, the mentorship on the mat, that type of thing. But the relationships and the friendships are as important.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is a Hawkeye Wrestling Club banner. Would be great for a garage or a fan cave or something like that. Signed by all of your national championship team members from last year and our incoming people from this year. Really cool piece. I'm super jealous. In the background, you can see a full Carver Hawkeye Arena with the fire going up and stuff. So really, really cool, iconic shot of Carver Hawkeye.
Where's this one?
Where's this one at?
Is it?
This is I think memorabilia.
And how many of these do we have?
Just one.
Just one? One of a kind.
That's right.
Man.
One specific athlete, would be Metcalf or McDonough, those guys when I was in college. But, looking up to people, you can go way back to Tom and Terry. You can go back to Morningstar and that crew. Or even right now, you got a guy like Spencer Lee. That's a guy that I look up to. He trains hard. He does the right things. He's about the right stuff.
Growing up, I would come down here to practices and you would see guys like, obviously Tom and Terry scrapping and guys like Joe Williams and Ironside and McElravy. Just being in this room and watching that, it inspires especially young kids like myself at the time to want to do that. I remember going to the Northern Plains Regionals when I was young. I think I was an 8th grader or a freshman. And they had the open division, and HWC was there representing, and it was really cool to be on the same mats as those guys like McElravy, Joe Williams, and then seeing Gable in the corner, and it was really cool to be a part of, and just something to strive for, and seeing the highest level there, and then being able to come in and watch it was really cool and inspiring for me.
I would say that would be Dan Gable, the co-founder who was instrumental in bringing the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and really the whole RTC vision to the country. And awesome stuff there, and obvious what Coach Gable meant to me in my career. But even growing up, before I ever met him, you're looking at the Big Peach in the Des Moines Register there, and
you're following the Hawks, you're following guys like Barry Davis and Randy Lewis and Jimmy and Lenny Zaleski and those guys and the Mannix and Kid Seth pinning his way through the national tournament and those kind of things. And then, being able to come here really what felt like a long time after Barry had graduated, when really it really wasn't, but feeling like it was a long time, and then all of a sudden you're in the same room practicing with him, and he's here on as a member of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club, silver medal in the world, making multiple Olympic teams, and beating the living holy heck out of me every day that I went with him. And not by me letting him do that. It was just that one-sided, and that was instrumental in the development.
What do we got here?
A really cool heavy-duty grizzly cooler. It's bear safe, so you can take this out anywhere in the wilderness, and you're going to be okay.
It's got the HWC logo on top. It's got a tape measure here to measure all those fish you catch, like a walleye.
That's right.
What's the biggest bluegill you ever caught, Chad?
Probably 4 inches at least. Yeah, awesome item. Great for any outdoor party or trip.
Your support and generosity is greatly appreciated, more than you will ever understand. It provides us the opportunity to continue training, continuing to build our club, getting the experience overseas. The environment that this facility provides is second to none.
Say thank you guys for all the support and love that you guys give to all the athletes that we have here. You guys are basically giving me the tools that that I need to help me accomplish my goals and dreams. To be the best in the world, because that is the goal, to be the best in the world. And you guys don't get enough credit for what you do. And yeah, just thank you for all the donations and everything you do. It really helps.
Thanks to you guys. Thanks for your support. I felt it. I still feel it. It changed my life, and I will forever be thankful. So, thank you.
Every auction's got some big items.
Oh man,
What are the big items in this auction?
a sauna set.
Oh man, where's this? In here?
Yeah, oh yeah. Carver Hawkeye Arena.
How hot is it in
with
there?
Too hot. Almost. It's hot in this room, but it's even hotter over there.
So
And then,
who do they get to sit with?
well, they're going to sit with some select HWC members, maybe a few coaches. You'll have to bid and win to really find out. So that's a huge and really, really cool opportunity you have. And then we also have some Carver Hawkeye Arena Iowa Home Duel VIP experiences. So you get to come in this room, watch a little bit of that pre-match, follow the team down the tunnel, and sit behind the bench.
That's
for
pretty awesome.
An Iowa Duel.
That is a great experience.
Yeah.
You would watch them before a duel,
Yeah.
sit on the bench, be part of the national team champs,
Yeah.
and that's a heck of a deal.
And I tell you what, if you've never walked down the tunnel, it's a pretty exciting, nerve-wracking, get the hair on the back of your neck stand up type of experience.
Butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah, really, really fun.
Great experiences. Make sure you get in there. Make sure you put a bid. This is a big way to donate and generate money for our club. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brad Eldeen, Hawkeye Wrestling Club Board President. This is probably your first introduction with me. I've been part of the board for 2 years now, and first thing you probably need to know a little bit about is I'm an Iowa wrestling fan first. I live in Iowa City. My family's been Iowa wrestling fans for generations, and it's pretty meaningful for me to be here tonight, to be in this role, and to be able to speak to each and every one of you at our silent auction. I think the first thing I want to do is give some gratitude, mainly to a couple people. Randy Novak, former board president, who has left this club in a much better position than it was when he took over. I have a lot of respect for Randy, a lot of respect for the way he ran things. On top of that, Randy was a great mentor to me, which means a lot. Also, I want to give some respect to Tom and Terry Brands. Both these guys are private people that have allowed me to become part of their lives. I've had to earn their trust just like anybody else, and it takes a little bit extra energy to earn Tom and Terry's trust. Some of that requires speaking your mind and saying what you really think and believe. Even though they might be looking at you, staring daggers through you, you got to speak and say what you think. And part of that helped me earn these guys' trust, and I'm eternally grateful for the access and the ability to help shape where this club is going. So another group I want to really give homage to is the inner circle. Without you guys, you're immensely important to our club. The day-to-day costs are funded by the inner circle, and we're going to work to grow the inner circle. After this banquet, we're going to be pushing to go to 1,000 members. We've got big goals, and the future's bright here, right? So we look forward. One of the things I focus a lot on is the future, and I look forward to what's coming down the line. Some of you may be staring at the present and looking at the Olympics right now and saying, where's the club now? Well, the truth is the club's coming. We're 2 years away from having a large payroll and a lot of athletes coming into our club that we have to be able to keep here. What I mean by keeping here is we've got a team that's been united and inspiring and has won a national title. And in 2022 are the favorites to win another national title. They have caught lightning in a bottle, so to speak. So for me, retaining that here is essential and important. So when I think about the future, I'm thinking about having the funding and the money to help keep those guys around, because the future is bright for us. So wrestling for me as an individual, it's bigger than me. I think it's important that I point this out. When I first joined the club, I was learning the ropes, trying to figure out what my role was here, what I needed to do. And not only as a board member, but now as a president, I have this ability to help shape the club. One thing that I learned from Tom and Terry was they discussed about Iowa wrestling, about how they're stewards of this program. That really resonated with me, and it clicked. What clicked for me was, you know what? This is bigger than Brad Eldeen. It's bigger than Tom and Terry Brands. It's bigger than Dan Gable. It's bigger than Spencer Lee. This is Iowa wrestling. And when I say Iowa wrestling, I'm talking about Iowa as a state and Iowa wrestling program and the club being the vehicle to show the rest of the world what it means to be an Iowan. And for me, that's what wrestling's about. It's the attributes, it's the work ethic, the accountability, the way we illustrate to the rest of the world who we are as Iowans is directly shown through Iowa wrestling. So tonight, you have an opportunity to bid on some items. You have an opportunity to directly impact our club. You could join the inner circle. Joining the inner circle is probably the best possible way to help our club and to help us grow. To me, you're investing not only in Iowa wrestling, you're investing in our coaches, you're believing in me, you're believing in Chad Beatty, you're believing in our board, you're believing in the athletes. You believe these morals, these ethics, these traits are important to us as Iowans. So for me, when you invest in those things, you're helping Iowa wrestling and you're helping Iowa as a whole. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be part of Iowa wrestling. And I will do my best to make sure these traditions, the history, the loyalty, the passion, all those things are carried through my tenure and on to the next president to ensure that these things continue for a lifetime. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know, I get up and talk on the mic, and sometimes it goes one direction, sometimes it goes another direction. But really what you want to hear from me is, what about this team we have? And this team that we have is high-powered. We have a lot of guys that are exercising their COVID relief year. That's not news to you fans, but it is worth saying again and again and again. Just because a guy like Michael Kemmer, who had a year where he had to take off because of some rehab and repairs, and then because of COVID, 2 seasons ago, wasn't able to complete his career in the right fashion. Now all of a sudden, being a national finalist, all of a sudden he is coming back for that COVID relief year. Huge momentum for our team headed into the off season, and now we're way into the off season. And during that off season, by the way, you have voluntary workouts, guys sign paperwork and all that. So just so you know, we're not like sitting on our tail like a big old fat cat. we're still lean, mean, hungry wolves on the prowl. But anyway, so Michael Kemmer is coming back, and and Spencer Lee, he's on the brink of history, so to speak. Caleb Young, Alex Marinelli, we have some Austin Santo. These high-powered individuals that are high in the rankings have all decided to come back. Jaden Ironman. And the thing is what's surprising to me isn't that they're coming back. The most surprising thing to me was how quick they made their decision and how they did it on their own. And it wasn't really like where they made this decision and like Tom Brands or Terry Brands or our coaching staff, Bobby Telford, Ryan Morningstar, sat down and talked to them. There might have been natural conversations along the way. But really what it was these guys' brotherhood amongst themselves. And so it was probably a no-brainer that these guys were going to come back and exercise their COVID relief year, looking back on it. But there's no automatic. There's certainly no automatic in the sport of wrestling. But where I'm at, that's probably the biggest thing. And, we got a lot of comments on our kind of bench presence where when we're in a hotly contested dual meet or a hotly contested match during a dual meet, our guys are rallying and fighting for their teammates. And, we get a lot of comments as a coaching staff about that, but it's not coached. I mean, it's natural, and it's because of the great guys that we have. And that continues, and that continues at even a higher level. So some guys leave the program, and then you got new guys coming in. And we got a small class coming in this year. We're really, with Drake Ayala and Rachi and Henson. Sebastian Robles is another one we added late. And there's some excitement there. Our fans love to know about recruiting. I can tell you right now, we're hot on the recruiting trail right now. And then, combine the future recruiting with the incoming class, with what we have, with our underclassmen like Warner and Mirren, and I could go, Cassiope, the best heavyweight in the country, the best heavyweight in the world, was at his weight class this year, Gable Steveson, and he may come back after the Olympic Games. We don't know, and we don't really care, except we also got to know that we have a challenge in front of us. And I've been saying that for years. And when I say years, it's 2 or 3 years, however long Gable Stevenson's been around. But you look at a guy like Tony Cassiope, his challenge is the same whether Gable Stevenson comes back after Tokyo or not, no matter what his results are in Tokyo. And that is that Cassiope is fully intent on being the best heavyweight in the world, not just the country. And his path to international greatness goes through Gable Steveson and the Georgian and the Russian and the Iranian, and the best guys in the world at that weight class. And so regardless of whether Gable Steveson comes back for college or not, my mindset doesn't change if I'm Tony Cassiope. So that's how we're talking to these guys. Jacob Warner had a big win in the consolation semis against a guy that maybe, he maybe got the best of in high school, and then this guy's turned the tables on him a little bit in college, and now he got a big win against a kid from Oklahoma there. That's big, that's important. And that's how you build off things, that's how you springboard off things. And so the most important thing is that we keep moving forward. There's been some success in the off season. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Miles Wilson, 86 kilo U23 world team member, and Tony Cassiope, 125 kilogram world team member. The World Championships are November 1 through 7 in Belgrade, Serbia. And they will be attending that event. So we have 2 guys on that U23 world team that have a chance to win an age group world championship. That's huge. That's huge for us. So anyway, a lot going on. You know what? If there's any questions, raise your hand and I'll get to you. Yeah, you in the back there. Who could win between Tom Brands and Terry Brands in a wrestling match? Well, you're just going to have to come into our room and hopefully see us get heated under the collar. and just a little argument that just kind of escalates. See, that's what happened with Terry and I when we were younger. Is we'd get in this argument, and all of a sudden it would escalate, and then it would just turn into this and wrestling and all that. And that's what still happens today. We just aren't maybe as active. No, I'm just kidding. That would make us look like we're immature and reckless, which we're not. We're very even-keeled and mature. So anyway, so yeah, another question. Anybody got a question? Yeah, I tell you, we do need money. We do. The question was, hey, how's the funds in the coffer? How's the war chest look? Like, what's the balance? And I'm telling you, we have a big need for funds in the Hawkeye Wrestling Club. We are gonna, I talked about that class that took their COVID relief year. We're gonna have a huge class 1 year from now that is gonna be on our payroll. And one of those guys is gonna be Spencer Lee. He's already won 3 age group world championships. And he's on the brink of history for NCAA wrestling. And we gotta fund these guys. We gotta fund him and Kimmer if he wants the option to continue to wrestle, and Marinelli and all these guys. And then the future, DeSanto, and then the future after that with Warner and Cassiope and those guys, and so on and so forth. And let me say this in closing. Fans, you're awesome. We rely on you. You're awesome. I can tell you right now that our recruits, our future Hawkeyes that are looking to come here or that are signed up and that aren't on campus yet but are coming quick, I know that when we have conversations with those guys, they notice the fans' energy, and they know that we have a club that is on par with the best of the best. And we might do it a little bit different as far as how we do fund, but it is grassroots. And I said it earlier, our best fans are our best donors, and our best donors are our best fans. You can't have it any better than that. That means that there's intimate relationships there that we're building on. We got Chad Beatty that's brand new. I would be remiss to mention him as well. He's been awesome. And, we have Randy Novak who went out. He was awesome. We're going to pull him back in somehow, some way, someday. Somehow, some way, someday. That's a poem. And Novak, you listening? You listening, Brother Novak? So, but he's got some things that he's taking care of, and he did an awesome job in his tenure. And then Beatty comes in, and then we get a new president, Brad Eldeen. So you know what? Our bedrock is strong as ever, stronger, and that's what you do when you move on. You get better. And Chad Beatty, that golf outing was a knockout. It was like a knock it out of the park, and it was like a knockout blow. And so, hey, we're running on all 8 cylinders if we're an 8-cylinder, and we're running on all 10 if we're a 10-cylinder engine. All right, we're putting that rubber on the road, and we're going quick. So thank you very much.
Well, that's a good speech by Tom.
Yeah, you didn't do too bad either.
I tried my best. I had a few practices. I'll tell you one thing, Chad. It's hot in this room.
It is hot.
I never seem to know what to wear. And if you can't see my feet, what I'd really like is to have my feet be in like a pool of ice.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get like a tank top and a swimming suit every time I come in here from now on.
Well, this is nothing. You should go try it sauna.
I've been in there once and I barely breathe. But thanks for being here. First of all, thanks for being here, man. I mean, it means a lot that you're here, you're bidding, you're doing it virtually. We've tried to put on a great product for you and to make sure this has been a good presentation of our club. And Chad, what do you think?
I think it's great, and we're really, really appreciative of all of your support. A lot of you donated items for tonight's auction. Hopefully you've been tracking those and they're going for the top dollar. Something I keep thinking about is you're bidding on these items, and all that money that you're raising or you're bidding, all of that's coming back to us. And we just can't be more appreciative of your willingness to help us and to support our club. Another thing that comes to mind is you're trying to win the bid.
Yeah.
Well, winners win. So let's get it done.
And the auction ends Sunday. Right? Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock?
4, I believe.
4 o'clock.
Yep.
Auction, so you still got time. Keep your bids, keep focused, right? Again, eternally grateful to you guys. I mean, Randy Novak would always say, I feel like I'm asking for donations all the time. And well, that's the job. We're a nonprofit. We have to do this in order to keep our club strong You now know how important the club is to our collegiate program. You know how important it is to all of our wrestlers that come they're in college and out of college. It's an essential part of making us national champions, which we were in 2021, shooting for 2022.
That's right.
And you now know how big our goals are for the next Olympic cycle. We need you now more than ever. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Welcome into Carver Hawkeye Arena. The mats have been rolled out, so the schedule is set. We are ready for wrestling in 2021.
Going to that same turn again. He's got that chicken wing locked up. He runs him on over again. This time he's got him tighter. There's the fall right away for Spencer Lee.
Looks like he's trying to lock a cradle in off of that. He does.
Does get it locked up.
Step over to the side, squares back up with him. Now he pops and just drives him straight down. Shot attempt there by Benz. We just shove him down to the mat for the go behind two.
Benz is so tired. It's going to be another good test. I look for, honestly, another kind of a whipping for the Hawkeyes here tonight. They're putting another whipping on Minnesota, kind of like similar to what we did to Nebraska, but probably even worse. I'll tell you what, Steven, I am loving watching these Hawkeyes wrestle.
Yeah.
Nice ankle pick.
Yeah.
Great shot right there, and lassoed up the other ankle for a quick 2-point takedown.
Shot by Bird from a ways away. DeSanto down block, goes back into
go.
the carry, gets him that time. Look at some flexibility there.
Nice, hold him there. Beautiful carry, held the arm. Man, beautiful carry right there.
Trying to
there
adjust
you go.
again.
Now he's going to
Now
adjust.
he's out, hips onto the chest. Duncan trying to fight that off. Ironman gets the fall. Now we're front head, almost a cradle locked in
up.
here. Now he's see if he can run it up over here. And he does. He's getting near falls. Will he settle in?
There's a fall! Tony Gassiobi with the fall in the cradle.
Nice snap, front headlock by Murin. Goes around, looking to get a cradle locked in. He
Got
does.
it locked up too.
See if he can run this up over.
Should be getting near falls. There we go. Just kind of a cross face and pulled him over.
Now he
Just
comes out front,
chested it.
settles
There's
down,
the fall.
and he gets it.
Yeah.
Or
There's the
settles
fall.
up.
There's the fall. There's the fall. Yeah.
There it is.
Man, is that nice having Spencer Lee in there?
Yeah, he's got the legs in with the cradle thrown in.
He's
rolls
got
him
some
up
turn
over.
right there. He has him turn.
And
That's
gets
the
the
fall.
fall. For the 2021 Big Ten Wrestling Championships.
I know I'm excited. I'm revved up.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
ready to go, Stephen Grace. These are the moments you train for. Look at
Ironman
that.
hips into him
Look
and
at
takes
that.
it down, throws the legs in. With a point for riding time, Iowa's Jaden Ironman is going to win this by a score of 6-5. Nice to see Alex find that double leg so he can keep Smith from rolling when he gets to those shots.
There's a pop right there, shot to a double just like that. We called it, Stephen Grace. That's a perfect shot right there.
Hey, Alex Marinelli is going to become a 3-time Big Ten champion. Now Kimmer reaches back, grabs his ankle, turns back into him the other way. Now trying to stack him up a little bit, looking for that neutral danger. He got a 2 count out of it.
Good, smart, solid match. Congratulations, Michael Kemmer, Big Ten champion. That's the way you end this tournament for the Iowa Hawkeyes right there. I love it. Great weekend here in Bryce Jordan Arena for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Welcome in to the 2021 NCAA Wrestling Championships. Even though you look at it on paper and the Hawks are the favorite, you still got to wrestle these matches. These guys have to be ready to go. There's a better job by Max. Down block, reshot, gets to the leg, drives through for the 2 takedown.
There's a shot by Warner.
cutting off to the
Indeed,
double.
two
takedown
takedown Warner.
Jacob Warner.
Yeah, he is pumped up too. He is pumped up.
Wow. Bullard leading that right leg
There you
heavy
go.
there. Marinelli pops, gets to it, rolled through attempt. Marinelli puts him to his back.
Getting near falls. We have the arm on his back, and we're tilting him over, kind of like an underhook. Rolls Tony through again. Has Tony extended all the way out onto his belly. Come up, come up, come up. See if he breaks the grip and gets a 2-point takedown. Wow.
I mean, that sequence right there is a highlight. He gets in on a shot right away, picks Bullard up, trying to cut across to that far ankle, gets the 2 takedown. That's the way you do it. 6 seconds in, you get the 2. Ironman almost gets cradled up himself and then puts Wilson to his back. Getting the takedown and near falls. Don't know if he'll have time to settle in for the fall! 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Jaden Ironman.
Spencer's flow and his feel for the sport is just amazing. It's just matched by nobody else.
Spencer tries to reshoot on him, gets around on the side. 2 takedown for Spencer Lee.
Nice job, Spencer Lee.
Reaching down to get 2 hands on the leg. Limp arms out of the whizzer. Courtney tries to kick away, and we grab the other ankle for 2.
Good job, Spencer Lee. National title number 3 for Spencer Lee.
The Hawks with 129 points to close out the 2021 National Championship. It is a black and gold state, black and gold nation.
Iowa wrestling team are the national champions of 2021. It's done.
You betcha, baby.